Hello, Cybernet's back with me, Lucy Longhurst. On today's amazing show, we battle some marvellous mutants, check out gadgets of the future, try to avoid a crisis, and go to the Olympics. It's unstoppable. It's Cybernet.
For the sake of all humanity.
Watch your dreams end.
Welcome to another super-powered show. We begin by catching up on the exploits of those mutagenic marvels as the X-Men blast back onto the PlayStation with X-Men Mutant Academy. The arrival of this frantic beat-em-up couldn't be better timed thanks to the release of the new X-Men movie, which has been breaking all box office records. The game not only features an action-packed trailer, but also lets players dress the characters in the costumes from the film. Perfect if you're into tight leather. But what else sets the game apart from other fighting titles? Well, there's an academy mode where you're tutored by Professor X on how to use your powers, but this turns out to be nothing more than a tedious training section. Far more interesting, at least to X-Men fans, is Cerebro mode, which contains all the unlockable rewards found in the game. These include classic comic moments, behind-the-scenes snapshots from the film, and some impressive FMV. Ultimately, Mutant Academy is a fairly standard beat-em-up, bolstered by some nifty bonuses and extras. It's no evolutionary step in gaming, but X-fans will find it the best title based on their heroes yet. It's chart time now, and here are the top 10 games we're playing. At 10, yes, we're still punching our tensions away. It's the unshakable, ready-to-rumble boxing on the Dreamcast. One of the best multiplayer games ever, the incredible Half-Life slides off with 9th. In at 8, the wireframe weirdo that is Vib Ribbon keeps us entertained with his strangely compelling skipping. Scary? Nah, just a lot of gravity-defying bugs, really. Aliens vs. Predator screeches into 7th. At 6, the authentic racing tracks of Grand Prix 3, setting new standards in realism, rain, and total gridlock. Doubtless helping people conquer lift phobias the world over, the hilarious Incredible Crisis is at 5. Are we in James Bond pose heaven? Yes, Parasite Eve 2 is at 4, bringing out the spy in us all. Not the greatest, but certainly the latest shooter, the Dark Deus Ex, is at 3. It's a smash. Straight into 2nd place is the ball fest that is Virtua Tennis. But the mighty ISS Pro Evolution scores top slot. I guess we're nothing if not predictable. Ever since our ancestors first crawled from the sea, mankind has wanted to master the water. But whether you're a salty old sea dog planning an adventure or an enthusiastic amateur who's always dreamed of owning their own yacht, you're going to need some help. This is where a good multimedia package comes in handy, and one such title is Virtual Sailing, an oceanic encyclopedia.
Ready to get underway? Okay. Let go forward. Let go aft.
With this title, you can learn to navigate just as if you were on a real boat. The CD-ROM will test your ability to maneuver a sailboat through strong winds and currents around perilous coastlines or the open sea. You can learn how to deal with wind from the rear, or if you're having trouble with your sheep shanking, discover how to rectify it. If there's one thing you don't want to do on a boat, it's fall off. With virtual sailing, however, you can learn how to retrieve a man overboard, but we think the best option is not to fall off in the first place.
The smallest cumuli are good weather clouds. They never produce rain. The biggest cumuli fill a large area of the sky, occasionally produce showers.
Virtual sailing contains 1.5 hours of audio commentary and 300 3D seascape images. The game's designers have really done their homework, and it shows. usual sailing's more likely to turn you into Popeye than Christopher Columbus, but it does contain a glottery of 400 nautical terms and a series of demonstrations, exercises and simulations to get you on your way. And if you're anything like Sinbad here, you'll need them. The big pink ball that is Kirby has been bouncing around for years, and now he's got a new game coming. Kirby 64 Crystal Shards on the N64. You may not have heard of him, but Kirby's one of the oldest video game characters in the world. Famous for his ability to suck up anything that moves, he uses wind power to gobble his enemies. However, in this game, he's been given a whole new host of abilities. Now Kirby fans will be able to inhale their enemies, acquire their attacks, and spew them out to great effect. There'll be 6 planets to visit, featuring a range of kaleidoscopic features and 50 enemies to encounter in the 3D world. Plus, the acrobatic ace will be able to fly, float, roll, and swim. The worlds range from pictures and cloud levels to spectacular lava lands. The finished game will also sport a simultaneous 4-player section. The game's being developed by the same team who brought us Super Smash Bros., and a lot of the same platform gaming elements seen in that can be seen here. The humour in Kirby's previous games is what really tickles us, and he's such a brilliantly conceived character, there's no reason why this won't appeal to everyone, young and old. You'll just have to wait and see if his antics stand out in the 21st century. Say hello to Pikachu. No, really, say hello to Pikachu. This is Hey You Pikachu, a new adventure for our Pokemon pal, which hopes to take the pocket monsters to a new level. You see, in this game, soon to be released for the N64, players will actually be able to talk to the yellow cutie and he'll respond to your instructions. Each copy of the game will come with a microphone and voice recognition software. You'll soon be able to give Pikachu commands like, "Let's play," and he'll waddle off for some fun with you. Activities will include searching for hidden treasure and fishing, but you'll also have to perform tasks and seek out other Pokemon. Hey You Pikachu is a fantastic idea and it's coming soon. Pikachu's a bit sensitive though, so you'll have to watch what you say. Come out with the wrong thing and he'll throw an electric tantrum and just run away. Ah! If you love martial arts movie star Jackie Chan, you'll go nuts for this incredible cheat for Jackie Chan's Stuntmaster on the PlayStation. At the title screen, press left, right, R1, circle, square, and triangle twice.
Look at me. I never done this before.
Now sit back and watch a secret documentary all about Jackie's career, how he was put into the game, and loads more.
I play games because the game really gives me a lot of idea and I keep my mind keep working. But now the game's more difficult now. It's not like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's simple, 2 buttons. But now too many buttons, it just keeps you very busy.
That's why we're here, Jackie. And there'll be more great cheats coming up for you and Mr. Chan later in the show. Mobile communications have come a long way in the past few years, and on Cybernet we've shown you some amazing visions of the future. The most up-to-date mobile phone available today is this one. It uses something called Bluetooth, and if you don't know what it is, listen up. Here's the science bit. Bluetooth is a combination of software and hardware that allows different devices to communicate and operate wirelessly. For example, you can dial a phone number, don a lightweight headset, and roam around without being tied to your mobile. Or you can use a Bluetooth phone to surf the internet with a laptop, and the phone can be discreetly hidden away inside your suitcase. Very useful. But what if you want more from your mobile communication device? What if you'd like one that's tailored to your personal needs? Well, there's a lot of research being done at the moment to find out exactly what we, the public, want from this new technology in the future. One such source of this research is the website Connected Planet. Here, 3 scenarios show you what kind of communication devices people could be using in 2 to 5 years' time and how they'll improve our lives. In a few cases, the technology already exists to manufacture some of these products, and the rest is just around the corner. This is a communication device that makes a mobile phone look like a relic from the Dark Ages. With a special pen, it can read handwriting and wirelessly transfer it into the device. It also allows users to send voice messages and email during meetings. Very handy if you want to catch family and friends on the move. Mobile devices of the future will be versatile too and have more than one function. So don't think gamers will be forgotten. Using close proximity sensors, players will be able to enjoy games together without using connecting cables. Another incredible mobile device being developed is this one that contains a personal navigation system. Once you've found what you're looking for, you can take a digital picture and then send it anywhere in the world. So if you're the kind of person who couldn't find the 300-metre-tall Eiffel Tower, the future looks rosy, as these multi-purpose devices promise to make your life a lot easier. And if you can't wait to get your hands on the gadgets of the future, log on and tell the manufacturers. You could be enjoying them sooner than you think. Right, listen up, it's competition time. This week's fantastic prize is a dream class and wacky races to play on it. You'll compete against the infamous Darcersley and Muttley and have Penelope Pitstop chasing your tail. So get ready for the ride of your life in this brilliant racing game. To win this prize, just call our number and answer this question. In Peter Pan, what does Captain Hook have instead of a hand? Is it A, a hook, B, a stick, or C, a fishing rod? If you think you know, call 09009 113333. Please dial carefully and don't forget to ask permission from the person who pays the telephone bill first. We'll put up the question and number again at the end of today's show, so get dialing and good luck. Coming up, we have an incredible crisis, perform some amazing magic, and go to the Olympic Games. Welcome back to part 2 of Cybernet. Japan has produced some brilliantly zany games, but here's one that's simply insane. Welcome to the truly bizarre world of Incredible Crisis, a collection of mini-games revolving around a family's desperate attempt to get home for its grandmother's birthday. You start the day controlling the unfortunate father, Taneo, whose life has been turned upside down by, well, this huge boulder. Once you've saved him, you'll have to help other family members in some brilliantly balmy challenges. Take Love, Fireworks and Ferris Wheel, for example. Here you must climb aboard the ride and massage the more sensitive parts of a woman's back to progress. Now, where shall I stick my thumb next? Oh, yes. Other tricky tasks include a desperate dash down a busy highway on a hospital trolley to blasting planes using a massive cannon. There are loads of games like Incredible Crisis in Japan, but rarely do they get published abroad. So keep an eye out for this one. Hilarious, great fun to play, and totally original. You may never see another game like it. Magic and technology may not seem ideally suited, but on the internet there's a whole world of tricks and illusions to be discovered. So whether you're an amateur conjurer or just a wide-eyed spectator, you'll find there's a huge variety of magic at your fingertips. A An obvious place to start is at the official websites of world-famous magicians. Unfortunately, though these sites look impressive, there tends to be very little to marvel at. David Copperfield's site does at least contain some movies featuring his most famous illusions, but his frequent words of wisdom can be a little nauseating. A better place to look is at websites of less famous professionals eager to demonstrate their skills over the net. The enigmatically named Magic Chris, for example, has a showcase for his tricks for you to download. If this encourages you to learn a little sleight of hand, there are even more places on the web willing to show you the basics. But if you want to experience the magic rather than learn how it's done, there are just as many sites willing to amaze and confound you. At itricks.com, there's an extensive gallery of optical illusions to fool your mind. Now, is that a woman's face or a saxophone player? But for true interactive wizardry, try trendy magic for cunning tricks like this one. Pick a card and whisper its name to yourself again and again. Keep whispering while I read your mind. Keep whispering. And hey presto, the card you were whispering has disappeared. And that's magic. Time for some more reviews now with two sensationally speedy racers. First up is Suzuki Alster Extreme Racing, a biking game that looks far better than it plays. As you can see, the graphics are big, bright and very bold. Every course has been beautifully designed, from grand-looking canyons to highly detailed snow-capped mountains. And for at least 5 minutes, you'll be thrilled by the fast and furious gameplay. Unfortunately, the spectacular crashes and manic manoeuvring soon becomes repetitive, especially as there's only 12 tracks and 2 bikes to race with. However, one great addition is a 2-player split-screen mode. An extra rarely seen in PC racing games, we reckon this is its best feature. Overall, Suzuki Alster Extreme Racing is fun to play, but it'll take hours rather than days for you to become bored. With a few more features, this could have been a riveting racer. As everyone knows, 4 wheels are better than 2, so why not try the far more enjoyable San Francisco Rush 2049 on the Dreamcast? Yep, the long-running series has produced yet another sequel, but this time those manic motors have one entertaining extra: a set of wings! So forget about detailed graphics and realistic racing. This game is all about crazy mid-air acrobatics. In fact, aside from the multiplayer mode and championship races, there's even a stunt section where you can perform tricks like this. With 3 different modes to choose from, together with 19 new tracks and 13 crazy cars, you'll be able to find loads of different ways to bash those buggies. Okay, the cars don't handle brilliantly and the graphics can appear a little too simple, but for high-speed, insane action, San Francisco Rush 2049 is almost impossible to beat. So go on, forget about winning, just have a laugh instead. Take it for a spin. Uppercuts, power kicks and left hooks. Yes, it's Street Fighter X2 Plus, and we have a complicated yet useful code to enhance your gameplay. Highlight the bonus section at the main menu and press Select twice. Then highlight the Director selection at the main menu and press Select 4 times. Then highlight the Practice selection and press Select. Finally, highlight the Arcade selection at the main menu and press Select 5 times. Complicated codes maybe, but now you'll be rewarded with new characters: Garuda, Shadowgeist, Kairi and Hayate. Happy fighting! Every 4 years, the world's best athletes gather for the planet's biggest sporting event, the Olympic Games. Of course, not everyone can compete, but here's the next best thing to being there, Sydney 2000, an incredible new game that'll put you right in with the action. Sydney, Australia is the venue for this year's Olympics, and to make sure that they could give players a truly authentic Olympic experience, developers ATD went to the stadium. Here they checked out the arenas and facilities and took over 1,000 photographs to make sure the game's graphics were as realistic as possible. Attention to detail was obviously an important part of the project.
You've got to cater 360 degrees, 24 hours a day. That's what you've got to think of. You've got to, document and recreate everything in every detail that anyone could see.
This attention to detail was also given to the computer athletes. Motion capture technology was used to make the characters some of the most lifelike ever seen. Once the programmers had compiled this data, it was then a matter of transferring it to the character models. A team of over 30 people worked tirelessly to make sure that the athletes looked the part. From heavily built hammer throwers to muscular sprinters, the appearance of the figures was important. They had to be both realistic and fun. Ever since its birth, the Olympic Committee has protected its global image. Creating a video game with such a massive license meant the International Olympic Committee kept a watchful eye over its development. As it neared completion, the final approval from the board was now a worrying factor. Any rejections and the game was in danger of not making its important release date. Much to ATD's relief, the IOC was delighted. Now it was a race against the clock to make sure the game kept to its deadline. Obviously, to be successful, Sydney 2000 has to be in the shop before the games begin. To miss any completion dates would have been a disaster. The team worked around the clock, but eventually a disc was finished. Nervous programmers, artists and animators waited for the final check, and happily everything loaded. Then the testing began, with games experts putting the code through its paces. They were looking for any faults or inaccuracies. Once again, failure at this stage would mean a costly setback. But the race against time was eventually won, and the show moved on to America. At this year's E3 conference in Los Angeles, everyone was getting ready to show off their biggest game titles, and a finished Sydney 2000 turned out to be one of the show's hits. Meanwhile, back in England, there was only a small break for ATD as they began work on the Winter Olympic title for the 2002 competition. But in LA, it was time to party.
Tonight, to celebrate the launch of the game, we're basically all going out with the IDOS girls, and we're just going to have a good night, LA style.
Sydney 2000 took over 2 years to produce and could be one of the most stunning sports titles yet. It certainly looks like gold medal material. That's all for this week. Don't forget to try our competition to win a console. Until we return, check out this master of the martial arts. It's kicking. It's Cybernet.
Crazy girl, last weekend, thinking it never end. Another party, I built to crash. I wanna pop it, I left the trash through the window of the drain to keep running through my veins. As your recollection passed like a footprint on the glass. Gotta live on the edge of the switchblade night. Gotta live on the edge. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. Nothing else, the chaos grows. Uniforms turn up and draw, and then we dance, appear again, tearing up around a bend, right into the open sea. And check that crazy girl on me, and tell me comes again to creep and leads me to a deeper sleep. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. Oh, it's a way of life. It's a way of life.